There's an emerging social platform that Gen Z has surprisingly latched onto. And when you understand how to use this social tool properly, you'll notice how easy it is to communicate with the young people and teenagers in your church. And in this video, I'll reveal what this social platform is, hint, it's probably not what you're thinking, and how to properly use it to reach the first generation to truly grow up on the internet.
Well, hey there, and welcome to Pro Church Tools, the show where in 10 minutes or less, you're going to get a dose of tips and tactics to help your church share the message of Jesus while we navigate the biggest communication shift in 500 years. I'm your host, Alex Mills, joined as always by the boss man, Brady Shearer.
Alex, Gen Z is the generation that's coming after millennials right now. Okay. Really the first generation to grow up on the internet and to grow up on social media.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to defining Gen Z, usually with all generations, the endpoints are up for grabs.
Yeah.
But generally, when we're talking about Gen Z, we're talking about those that are born in the mid-1990s through the end of the first decade of the 2000s. So 95 to 2010, let's say,
okay,
which means that the oldest Gen Z individual is around 23, young 20s, and the youngest are right around 8 years old. So they're not even 10 years old yet.
Right. So at your church, this is like your youth and young adults kind of age group.
Exactly. The youth and the teenagers in your church. And one of the questions that we get all the time, maybe the question that I'm seeing the most frequently lately anyway, is, okay, we want to reach this generation, but they seem like they use social a little bit differently. How do we do it? And they do use social differently, Alex, because the key distinction that you need to understand when it comes to Gen Z versus even millennials and pretty much everyone else that uses social is that Gen Z uses social for one-to-one interactions, whereas most of social up until this point has been used for one-to-many interactions. So what do I mean by that? Messaging apps. For the most part, Gen Z is going to be relying heavily on messaging apps like Instagram DMs, Snapchat, Facebook Messenger. Whereas when we were growing up and we first got on Facebook, it was like, I'm going to share this post to all of my friends.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to get as many friends as I can.
Yes. What's the limit? 5,000? I'm going to burst through that limit, Mark. And so what's amazing about Gen Z is that they like these one-to-one interactions. They're taking social and they're making it more personal. The problem is that how do you market? How do you reach these one-to-one? Because you can't scale one-to-one interactions until now. And that's what this podcast, this video is all about. We talked about messenger apps. The most popular messenger app, even amongst, surprisingly, Gen Z is Facebook Messenger. 80% of those ages 16 to 20 have Facebook Messenger, making it the most popular messaging service in the world, even more popular than Snapchat, even more popular than Instagram.
Wow.
Which really sounds surprising, and I wasn't entirely sure if I even believed that statistic. So if you do end up using this strategy, it is worthwhile to consider your unique audience. But I do want to push back a little bit on the assumption that teenagers hate Facebook. They probably don't use it as much as other apps, but Messenger is different because it's like WhatsApp. It's like iMessage, where you can just talk back and forth between your friends privately, not publicly to the world.
Right.
And it seems that Gen Z is actually using that a lot more than we may think.
Yeah, and it's funny, in my own personal life, I was a late adopter to installing Messenger on my phone. I was even a late adopter to installing Facebook on my phone. I just didn't want those notifications. So especially when I started working here and working with Facebook more often, I installed Facebook on my phone. And it wasn't until months later that I actually had to install Messenger on my phone because a lot of the people that I was communicating with, whether it was in church or outside of church, this was like one of their primary means of communication. And I had to cave because that's where the attention was. I had to go to it because if I didn't, I'd be missing out. And so like you said, there's actually billions of people using Facebook Messenger. Like, what is it? 1.3 billion users as of like late 2017. So there are so many people using Messenger. I wasn't one of them. I am now because the people I'm doing life with are using it and I have to stay in communication with them. So I had to do it out of necessity.
50% of US teens use Messenger daily. 1 out of 2.
Wow.
So not an insignificant number. So how are we going to use Messenger to communicate with our youth, communicate with our teenagers? And truthfully, this strategy can work for everyone in your church.
Yeah.
You know, millennials are the largest living generation in the Canadian workforce. So you combine that with Gen Z, and we're talking about the majority of people on Earth. So you can use Messenger, Facebook in particular Messenger, because of the robust marketing tools that it has, not just for your teenagers, but you can adopt this as a strategy for communication and broadcasting church-wide. Now, the reason we're recommending Facebook Messenger is because unlike Instagram, though there are rumors that it's going to get something similar in the next year or so. And unlike Snapchat, not only is Facebook Messenger extremely popular, but it offers us robust communication tools that allow us to scale these one-to-one interactions en masse. So we've recently begun experimenting with a tool called ManyChat. Many as in many people, you're reaching many people, manychat.com. And this is a Facebook bot that will allow you to use Facebook Messenger to communicate with as many subscribers as you can get.
Right.
And so what we've been doing is we've been running this Facebook ad where it's me, it's Brady talking on a video, I'm talking about social media. And at the end of the video, I say, look, it's been great talking. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. We've got this amazing social media case study. If you just enter the word social in the comments below, I'll send you this case study immediately. We've only been running it for about 10 days right now.
Yep.
We've had almost 2,000 comments, I believe, and we've got close to 2,000 now Facebook Messenger subscribers.
Right.
Because what happens, Alex, is when you enter the word social in the comments, I send you a Facebook message saying, hey, are you sure you want this case study? Enter yes, and we'll send it to you right now. That's them confirming their subscription.
Yep.
And then we send them the case study right away. We tell them, here's how to unsubscribe if you don't want to continue subscribing through Facebook Messenger. And now what we have the ability to do is communicate with this list, now thousands of people, similar to an email broadcast, but it's in Facebook Messenger. And the key distinction here is that on our best day, our emails are getting maybe a 30% open rate.
Yeah.
We've sent one broadcast, and this is industry-wide. I looked into the statistics, so we're right in line with what's expected. 80% open rates on the first broadcast that we sent out.
Am I the only one that when I get a Facebook message, I feel obligated to open it?
Exactly. That is the key behavioral difference between email and Messenger.
Yeah.
Feel like, okay, I got this, like I have to open it. Whereas email, you're like, I got to delete these as fast as I possibly can.
Exactly. Like it's not all about getting to inbox zero. It's you see that red notification, you're interested, you click on it, you see a message from someone, and then if you don't read it, then it's kind of got that different opacity, so you know it's not read. And,
not good.
And then once you read it, you know that they can see it, so you feel obligated to respond. And so there's this, like you said, this different level of interaction, open rate, kind of unprecedented that we're seeing using this tool, using Facebook Messenger, that we just couldn't dream of with email.
And I think that this is perfect for youth groups, for student ministry, because what you can do is you can build this list of, I almost said email, I'm so used to it, Messenger subscribers using a tool like ManyChat, which, by the way, you can start using for free.
Wow.
And then up to 500 subscribers, it's only $9 a month.
Wow.
So it is an extremely robust tool when it comes to marketing, but $9 a month. If your youth group is bigger than 500 people, you can afford getting up to 1,000, and then it's only $20 per month. So extremely affordable. And what you can do is you can communicate now with your youth group through Messenger. And the key here is that you don't want to be overly promotional. You want to be conversational by nature. So you want to put in that first name tag. So it says, hey, Jonas, how's it going? Just want to let you know that we've got a big youth event coming tonight. It's at this time. Hope to see you there. If you have any questions, just let me know and I'll answer right here. And you can use this to get your information out to your student ministry. But again, the key, don't be overly promotional. Be conversational.
Love it.
And that'll do it for this episode of Pro Church Tools. If you want to see our Facebook Messenger tool in action, go to checklist.church, and it's also going to be linked in the show notes. Enter the word social, and you can see how we're using Facebook Messenger right now to communicate through Messenger marketing. That'll do it. We'll see you next time. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Only thing left to do is subscribe.
And after you do that, there's only one thing left to do, and that's to like this video.
Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.